And Stephen, great to hear from you. How the heck are you?
Doing great, guys. Hope you're doing well.
Oh, we are. Was it a little anticlimactic this week with nothing getting done with Odell Beckham Jr. for you?
No, I don't think so. It's part of the process. We knew it would be. We knew, certainly a lot of unknowns when you're working with a player who's coming off a major injury, in a Super Bowl game. So, we knew we were, had a lot to work through, and knew we were going to have a great visit with him, which we did, and thought it was productive. But obviously, we don't have anything done right now, but we'll and really can't say a whole lot about it at this point. But at some point we'll be able to comment on it.
Is there still a chance you guys sign him then?
Yeah, I wouldn't rule anything out right now.
Okay. How about the success of the run game here? What do you attribute that to? And does it coincide with the addition of Jonathan Hankins? Is it as simple as that?
Defensive run game, I mean, I think it's very, Hankins has been very helpful, productive for us. And but I think the other thing is just, the leadership of obviously Dan Quinn really showing up there. I mean, obviously our guys are hungry for sacks and love to put pressure, but at the same time, I think Dan did a great job of stressing if we're going to be a great all-around defense, you have to stop the run. And really, in any football game, that's line one on defense is stop the run, and then you do get to the pass and good things happen. But, we just needed to have more discipline, keep the integrity of our run fits, and I think we'll continue to improve in that area now. It's a long season. We still got a lot of work to do, but certainly I think we're improving, and I think we'll continue to improve.
Stephen, I'm going to take you back to the time when the Texans first got a franchise and we went down there and got beat by them on that night in Houston. Was that one of the most gut-wrenching losses you've ever experienced as a member of the Dallas Cowboys?
I mean, absolutely. I mean, I think that's why you don't ever take any team for granted. I mean, they pay their guys too. They have really good football players on their team. They have a first-year head coach. I mean, Lovey's not by any means a rookie, but he's coaching as head coach the Texans for the first time, and he's a great football coach. He's had a lot of success in this league, and I'm sure he's working through just like all coaches who get their hands on a team, changing the culture and doing it the way he wants to do it. There's growing pains, but they've got really good football players, and it blows my mind that people just think we're going to roll the ball out there and we're going to come away with the win. This is going to be highly competitive, and if we don't play our very best football, then we'll end up not getting the results we want. And we've got to go out there and play really well. And I know the Texans are going to continue to improve, and we've got to go out and play good football.
That was, to me, that was one of the most gut-wrenching losses I've ever been a part of, I know, in my career there, and I'm sorry we didn't get it done that night. I'll ask you this, though, about Tyron Smith, and with him, a lot of whispers and stuff coming out of the Star there, how well he's been practicing, how well he's looked. You and I have talked about this before, the continuity of your offensive line. Are you still to that point where you're trying to kind of figure out what you're going to do at left guard? I mean, because I know just watching McGovern play, man, he's and I'm thinking pulling him out of the lineup, boy, that'd be a little bit tough for me right now. I know what Tyler Smith is and all that, but are you still kind of really wrangling with those thoughts of what you can do at left guard?
Well, first of all, to be able to have this kind of problem is,
I know,
absolutely fantastic when you're talking about heading into the last quarter of your season. I mean, there's a lot of teams around the league that are trying to just find five guys, and here we're going into the last 4 or 5 games of the season and looking at having Tyron Smith coming back, and then you've got guys like a Jason Peters and maybe a Connor McGovern and a Ball and a Farniak. I mean, to have that kind of depth is is certainly encouraging. And I agree with you. I mean, Connor McGovern's done everything we've asked of him. He's certainly doing anything we ask him to do, whether it's line up at fullback or take a lot of snaps at center. He's doing that. The great news is all these guys are getting a lot of opportunities, and certainly Tyler Smith playing left guard all through mini camps, all through training camps is a positive too. And so I know that at the end of the day, Mike McCarthy's a big believer in getting the best 5 guys out there. That's going to be tough because, as you said, we got really good football players in that offensive line, and that's a great problem to have. The great news is it's great chemistry. It's not unlike Zeke and Pollard. Those guys all work together. They're all pushing for one another, and it's a great room. And I know Coach Philbin, Kellen, and Mike McCarthy will come up with the right chemistry for the line there. But, the great news is Tyron Smith may be playing some of his best football. He's been pushing, and, he's probably not going to play this week, but I think he'll start working his way into playing in games starting next week. So we're fired up about that.
You mentioned chemistry on the offensive line. How important is it to get the chemistry between James Washington and Dak Prescott rocking and rolling here?
I mean, that's always big. I mean, obviously, Dak spent the offseason with James and has had, a lot of activity with him in terms of throwing him balls, but certainly hadn't been doing it in games. But it's great to have a guy like James Washington coming off IR, DTR to help us, and certainly should be a positive addition to our team.
Give him hell over there, Stephen. We'll be pulling for you. Have a great weekend.
Thanks a lot, guys.